So I'm excited to make this video because I added a couple new things in the Garage Studio, and I think you're gonna really like this. If you've been following me for a while, you know that I'm a huge fan of Bololo's setup cockpit, which is essentially a desk shelf that's modular. And because it's so versatile, I actually used one of the desk shelves for my charging station back here. Now, recently they released a new version of it, and it's called the wall cockpit, which is basically the same, but it actually mounts on your wall. And I know that it sounds very simple, but it really did solve a huge problem for me, and I can't wait to share it with you. In case it wasn't obvious, they did send me the wall shelves for free. I did request a few of them because I felt like I was going to need more than one, and I'm glad that I did. And just like the setup cockpit, they include everything that you need inside the box so that you can easily put them together, and you can even adjust the distance of the shelf from the wall. The first area I want to install this wall shelf on will be here in this workbench because it's such a huge mess here. This is where my 3D printer lives, and I feel like this wall can be better utilized using the wall cockpit. The next area would be above my wall-mounted pressure washer and vacuum cleaner because I figured that I can make this into a functional yet nice-looking cleaning bay. Now, obviously, I'm going to need some tools to install these shelves, and the ones that I have are admittedly kind of all over the place. I have my power drills, and some of the bits are missing because I just kind of stashed them in this corner. They're just not organized. Fortunately, though, somebody sent me a complete tool set, and that somebody is Black Zero. According to them, this is designed for ultimate creativity. It actually says on the box. This kit includes this brushless drill, which is really nice looking. And according to them, this can unscrew up to 850 screws on a full charge. It has this nice touch panel, which lets you switch between different modes, and a quick access button to switch between reverse or forward. And when I said that they sent me the complete toolkit, I was not kidding. I have everything that I will virtually need for any DIY projects here I have at home. And the best part is that the toolboxes are stackable, which means I can keep everything together and I have every tool that I need within reach. But before I install anything, I need to clean up and remove the shelf without trying to break anything. Next, I needed to figure out the exact placement of the wall cockpit. Before drilling, I made sure that I marked the holes clearly and used a leveler. Bololo will include the screws and anchors as well as this extended rod to help you secure the shelves in place. What's great about this product is that I can use my old accessories from the setup cockpit like this tablet holder. After that, I found a third location where I could utilize the wall cockpit and then proceeded to install all the shelves. Having a 3D printer at home is also very useful because I was able to print out a couple of accessories that I needed.
Welcome to this one-way ride. We're all on it, got to give it a go. All we got is hope. Don't you know? Wipe the floor of yesterday. You can change it anyway. And you're never alone, never alone. Doesn't matter what they say. Doesn't really matter what they do. Let go, baby, let me breathe it now.
So let's start on this wall where I mounted two of the shelves and why I did that. This wall is right next to the door that leads to the garage, so I figured that it would be the best space for me to place keys and other items that we take on a daily basis. I really like this hook accessory for the wall cockpit. It holds our keys, my favorite workout earbuds, and my other earbuds, and in my case, just anything that I could possibly hang here. Maybe another pair of keys or just stuff that we might need in the garage. Between my wife and I, we do have a lot of sunglasses, so this is a nice space to store them, and also this tech pouch which holds a lot of cables. So one of my first world problems is that I do have a lot of headphones and I couldn't find a spot for them. So I 3D printed all these holders and attached them to the wall cockpit. And honestly, I really like this idea. My only problem is that they're kind of bulky and they just don't look as nice. So maybe this is an opportunity for Bololo to think of an elegant solution. I know this is a very niche problem, but there are people like me who are looking for a solution like this. I placed two of my wandered bags on the upper shelf because it looks nice, and also the area where I normally put my bags, well, it's kind of full now, and the coat holder that holds them is ready to tip over, honestly. I mean, aesthetics is a huge thing for me, so I wanted this wall shelf to look nice and warm and speaks to the things that I really like, which means that it was necessary for me to add a scale model of a race car here. The wall cockpit also has a specific MagSafe holder which sits in the back of the shelf, and the reason for this is that it frees up surface area so you can place other items on the shelf, which I think is really, really smart. One of the reasons I placed the shelves in this area is because this holds a lot of the things that I carry with me on a daily basis, which means that I am less likely to forget anything once I'm ready to leave the house. If you haven't noticed yet, I also added some LED lights underneath the shelf. I found these lights on Amazon and they are motion activated and rechargeable, and they also come with magnets so that you can attach them virtually anywhere. I'm kind of obsessed with these lights. I have them everywhere in the garage because whenever I approach an area, they light up. What's more is that you can also adjust the color temperature and the intensity of the light. I even have them on top of the workbench, but I decided to add LED strips behind the wall cockpit in this area. I have two main reasons for this. One is that they look cool, and second, they get bright enough that it actually illuminates this work area at night. The problem with relying on motion-activated rechargeable LED lights is that eventually they'll shut off. So I decided to install Aqara's LED lights alongside their presence sensor, and what this does is that it only activates the light whenever it senses my presence, and once I leave, it turns the light off. I also added 2 HomePod minis that sit on Bololo's tripod stand and a security camera. And as I mentioned earlier, I installed a tablet holder on the shelf just so it's easier for me to follow YouTube instructions in case I'm working here on the bench. I also have one of Bololo's small setup cockpit here in this space for storage, and I also have a charger in case I need to charge my iPad or any other devices. For the rest of the space, I just tried to make it as organized as possible. By the way, shout out to Kurt Bradley for this amazing photo. And last but not the least, the area where I clean the car. I thought that having a wall shelf here is a great idea since I can store my towels and some of the items that I use when I'm cleaning the car. It also serves as a nice spot for my keys, my ring, my watch, or any other accessories. The shelf sits right above my wall-mounted pressure washer and vacuum cleaner, and I think just completes the look of this area. This being a modular design by Bololo, I was able to add this large accessory tray with a felt lining. The cheap Amazon under cabinet shelf also happens to fit perfectly, which holds some of the towels. And of course, I added one of my LED lights. Finally, I 3D printed 2 spray bottle holders to make this space a very functional yet aesthetically pleasing cleaning area. The felt lining of the tray prevents my watch or my phone or any other accessories from getting scratched. I don't have all of my cleaning equipment here, just some of the most commonly used items to maintain my car. I wanted this space to feel efficient and functional while still looking like it actually belongs in the garage. So now my problem is I'm looking for other areas where I can add this shelf. If there's a couple of things that I do wish that this shelf had, I really do wish that Bololo would come up with some sort of holder for headphones specifically. The one that I'm using right now is 3D printed, which works fine, but it's just not an elegant solution. It's too bulky and it's just, I have to print it. I also want to see a different colorway, maybe a white version. And I'm not just talking about the wood itself. Maybe the metal brackets could be a different color or a different finish, because that was one of the problems that I had. I couldn't really find a space inside the house because it would just clash with the rest of the decor. But here in the garage studio, it works perfect. So if you're looking for a clever solution to store things, I think the wall cockpit is a great product, and I'm kind of surprised that I haven't really seen anything like it up until this point. So Bololo, thank you so much for sending me the wall cockpit. I'm having a lot of fun with it, actually. If you enjoyed this video, please let me know in the comments below, and a thumbs up and a subscribe to the channel would be super, super helpful. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you're celebrating Thanksgiving, be safe out there, and I'll catch you guys again on the next video.